nutritionist. Okay. Okay.
Nutritionist, herbalist.
Okay.
Okay, you tell me when to tell him to start transmitting after the prayer. Okay.
Okay. Well, do you think we should start up with a prayer? Here's Christian.
So you know what?
So I don't need to wear it.
Did you fill out one of these yet?
Hola.
Speak. Say something.
Hola.
Okay. Here.
Okay. Okay. You ready to start? Okay. Okay. Yeah, I'll give it to you shortly. I know. I'm going to read a Bible real quick and I'll give it to you. I'll be done shortly. Okay. We want to welcome everyone here. So before we start our program, for those of you who are able, we're going to bow our heads and we're going to have a little prayer just to ask God to bless this program. Dear Heavenly Father, we thank you that we're able to be here today and to learn more about our bodies, how you've created them, and what we can do so that they can run better for your honor and glory. We ask that you bless the presenter and those that are here. We thank you in your loving name of Jesus. Amen. Amen. So we want to thank everyone for coming tonight. And we find out that in life, our physical and our emotional side is connected to also our spiritual side. And they all affect each other. And so if one of those areas in our life is not functioning properly, all the other areas in our life don't function properly. And the Bible actually tells us that our body is the temple of the Holy Spirit. And because of that, in 1 Corinthians chapter 10, verse 31, it says, whatever you eat or whatever you drink or whatever you do, do it to the glory of God. And so we're going to learn some things today that we can do that can improve our health so that God can be glorified. And we're blessed to have Marlene back here. She's an expert in different health areas. She's a nutritionist. She's actually my aunt. She's very enthusiastic and very passionate about what she does. She's very healthy. She has energy. I think it's from all the juice that she drinks. So we'll see tonight as she does her lecture. I just hope that we're blessed as she shares this with us. So welcome, Marlene, and I hope we're blessed. Thank you.
Thank you, Danny, and thank you all for being here and joining us with tonight for Come Juice with Us. This is going to be an interactive class. First, we're going to share some information about juicing and hopefully answer a lot of your questions. And then at the end, we're going to be able to make juices, taste juices, And we'll even get some of the kids involved. So I think it's going to be a fun night, and I hope that you're all going to be blessed here. So we want to know why we should even juice. Why should we even consider that, right? Because why not just eat the fruit and the vegetables? Well, that would be a good thing anyway, you know, if we would start eating more fruit and vegetables. That's a wonderful idea. But we're going to actually talk about 7 reasons why. Actually, there's going to be many more reasons you're going to see throughout. But I'm going to just mention 7 reasons why juicing is a good idea. Let's just review where we're at generally in this country, right? Does that look like a typical American diet? It does, doesn't it, right? And what does that look like in society? Okay, we're the most overfed, undernourished nation in the world. And besides weight being a very difficult issue to manage, we have a lot of other issues as well. Americans eat about 61% processed food. About 33% of the diet is animal products. And then we have 6% that is real food that the Creator designed to be our fuel for the body, and that's the plants that we can be eating. And so a very small portion of the American diet is actually what our body is designed to run on. So the result also is that we have a lot of internal problems, we have a lot of emotional issues, we have spiritual issues, because everything, like Danny said, is connected. When the temple body is functioning better, the mind works better, and spiritually we can be healthier as well. So if you look at the 3 pictures here, we have a picture of the inside of an artery where during a surgery they are pulling out like cheese, strings of cholesterol from the inside of the arteries and the blood vessels from the arteries. And then the top right picture is the inside of an irritated bowel with a lot of irritation, impaction. And the lower picture, you can see the skin problems. We have so many expensive treatments for skin issues where much of the problem is really from the inside. We have a tube that runs from our mouth to the other end. It's about 26 feet long, and what we put in there gets absorbed by the cells of your body. And so depending on what you put into that tube is what you're going to get coming through the skin and coming out the organs that excrete. And so we have a direct impact from what goes into our mouth on every cell of the body. So think of your intestines like a sieve. Whatever goes in the mouth gets moved through the whole body, through that whole 26-foot tube, and as it goes through the system, it's constantly being absorbed. So the holes, the absorptive area doesn't have holes as big as this netting, but just for imaginary purposes, you are absorbing right through that tube into your bloodstream what you eat. So that's why it's so important, because what you eat is what you are. So what are the options that we have? We're in pretty bad shape in this country. We can just stay the way it is. We can go on all these popular diets that are usually very high protein. Some of them are very high fat and high protein. There are all kinds of fad diets that come and go. There are very expensive diets. There are calorie counting. And a lot of the focus is on the external in our society. Weight is a big thing. Skin is a big thing. It's a big industry. But we are just really addressing the side effects. Tonight, we're not even going to talk too much about, oh, this is how you're going to lose weight. Because when you get healthy, your weight adjusts itself. When you get healthy from the inside out, your skin will reflect that. Everything will reflect that. Your hair, your nails, your energy, your mind will reflect that. And the way you interact with your family will also change. With strangers, the way you feel is the way you act often, right? So 7 reasons why we should juice. So let's see, why should we not just eat the fruit and vegetables? Tonight I'm not going to tell you not to eat your fruits and vegetables, because I think that should be the biggest part of your diet, is eating whole foods, fruits, vegetables, nuts, seeds, and grains. We don't juice nuts, seeds, and grains, but there are benefits from juicing sometimes. And so one of the benefits is that when you juice, you remove a lot of the fiber. Fiber is very important. We need that for a healthy microbiome. And there are the friendly bacteria in your gut that actually need the fiber to grow. But when you juice and you remove that fiber, you are also allowing the nutrients to hit your bloodstream and tissues very, very quickly because the fiber is removed. So within 10 to 15 minutes, you're feeding your brain, you're feeding your organs, you're feeding your glands very quickly because you have removed the fiber. So that there is a benefit in that. But I'm not telling anyone to take fiber out of the rest of their diet. You want to eat whole grains, whole fruits, whole vegetables, all through as part of your diet. But for juicing, there are some benefits. So you get instant energy. Within a few moments, you can have a pickup of energy. And some of the fruit and vegetables that we're going to be talking about tonight will affect your brain very quickly. They'll pick you up, your energy, and help you process things faster. This is actually science-based, evidence-based things that I'm sharing with you here tonight. A lot of people these days have digestive issues. They have never really known how to eat in a way that is compatible with the human body according to the design of the body. And so their stomach, their liver, their gallbladder, their pancreas is overloaded, toxic, and cannot process properly. And so by juicing, we're helping those organs to detox and to get a break from some of the other heavier things that they were eating and to regenerate. And the body regenerates very quickly if you give it the nutrients that it needs and the rest that it needs. So it helps to heal the digestive organs quickly. It cleanses the liver and the kidney. You know, the kidneys and the liver are some of your major detoxification organs. We have, of course, our bowels that are supposed to eliminate about 2 pounds of waste a day. We have our respiratory system that eliminates about 2 pounds of gaseous toxins every day. And then we have our skin, which is the largest elimination organ on our body. So it's our armor, but it's also the biggest eliminative organ that we have, our skin. So it's no wonder when stuff, oils come out and toxins also come out because the other organs are not doing their share. Then it pushes out through the skin. Then we have the kidneys, and did I mention them all? So we have the kidneys, the lungs, the bowel, the skin, and the lymphatics drain into all of those systems as well. So juicing also gives us easy access to a lot of antioxidants. We are faced with a lot of toxins in our environments, and the antioxidants are helpful to reduce some of that damage. And another reason, of course, that this is a side effect, we get healthier hair and skin and tissues all over our body. Now, one of the things that we will also be talking about more towards the end is why not do smoothies? Well, smoothies are great as well. They will give you more macronutrients, where juicing gives you more access to micronutrients. And the micronutrients are the ones that most Americans are really deficient on because of the refined diet. So if you've been on the standard American diet, you have been deficient in the micronutrients, especially. The carbohydrates that people eat are mostly refined, which removes the vitamin E, removes the vitamin C, the antioxidants, the polyphenols. Those are all removed, and they're all important for a healthy nervous system, healthy brain function, healthy glandular system, your hormones. So everything is affected because we have processed out of our foods the natural components that are in the foods as they are grown. So when you juice, you are getting a lot of micronutrients, and we're going to address some of those tonight. Smoothies are giving you a lot of fiber, which is really great because it makes you full, and it nourishes your microbiome, your friendly bacteria. So the other thing with juicing is you get easy and quick access to vitamins. So vitamins are lost. Some of the vitamins like C and E are lost with cooking and processing, of course. And then they'll put synthetic vitamins back into the food. But when you juice, you get within 10 to 15 minutes, you get so much vitamin C, so many B vitamins, so much vitamin A. You know, when people have colds in the winter season or from traveling or from being so tired, colds and flus, vitamin A, beta carotene, which your body turns into vitamin A, is very important to protect the tissues of the body and to reduce inflammation. So vitamins are easily accessed by the tissues through juicing. So let's talk about some of the vitamins and what colors they remind us of. So when you want some vitamin A, I mean, we don't actually go like, oh, I'm going to get some vitamin A. But when you have a food that has a lot of vitamin A in it, you can think of the yellow and orange things, orange and yellow foods. That doesn't mean they don't have other vitamins in it, but those are good sources of vitamin A. Then we have the Bs. When I think Bs, I think about the whole grains, like the brands, the brown part of the grain, the bran part, that has a lot of B vitamins, but in juicing, I think green for the B vitamins. When I think about vitamin C, I think about the tanginess. You know, kiwis are a little tangy, right? Pineapples are a little tangy. It's that acidic tanginess is where the vitamin C hangs out in your food. Then we have vitamin D. What do you think of with vitamin D? The sun, exactly. And another place to get vitamin D is from sunflower sprouts or seeds. So we don't juice seeds, but we can juice the sunflower sprouts. So that's another vitamin D thing. And then when I see red juices, I think about blood building, making nice blood. And then when I think about bones and hair and structure of the body, I think about green as well. Although, you know, apples have structural things in them and calcium and carrots too, but I think green. So let's talk about some specific juices, okay? Is anybody excited about trying a whole bunch of juices here today? Yeah? Okay, good. I wanted to have a whole bunch of different kinds of juicers here today to demonstrate, but we do have a quick juicer. We'll talk about juicers a little later. So carrot juice. We're going to make carrot juice, and how many of you have never had a carrot juice before? Everybody's had a carrot juice before? Good. Okay. So I grew up with carrot juice. I was an infant. My mom was shredding. They didn't have juicers back then. This is, maybe they did, but she didn't know about juicers. This is in Germany, and she would just shred the carrots, shred a whole pile of carrots and then strain it through a cheesecloth for her baby to have some carrot juice because I had digestive issues. I think she was just a really nervous mom being alone in a new country and in Germany, and it was a refugee housing project. And yeah, it was kind of a different place for her to be. So maybe that's what affected my digestive system. And I was allergic to all milk, her milk, cow's milk, goat's milk, everything. And so she supplemented me with spoons of carrot juice. And so carrot juice has a lot of vitamins in it. You can see up here it has a lot of beta carotene, the B vitamins C, D, E, and K. And it's really helpful for digestive organ repair. It's good for your bones and your teeth. It's good for lactating mothers. It's alkalinizing to the body, improves your immune system and your reproductive health. So carrot juice is like the famous juice. It's good for almost everybody. You rarely find somebody that cannot handle carrot juice. When people have trouble with carrot juice, it is most likely because they're drinking it too fast. When we're drinking a juice, we should not be drinking it like water because it is food. It's not water. So if you make a juice and it takes you about 8 carrots to make a glass of juice, if you were to eat those carrots, it would take you probably 10 or 15 minutes, right? You shouldn't whip down that carrot juice in 30 seconds. What you need to do is mix the juice with the saliva in your mouth, just like you would if you were eating the food. And I want to stress again, it is important to eat your carrots as well during mealtime. The juicing is to give you the extra energy that we miss in our diet most of our days, most of our years of our life. And the other thing about juicing is the soil has become so depleted, even with organic foods, that we are no longer getting the amount of nutrition that we used to get 100 years ago. I know that my grandmother, she grew up in eastern Germany towards Ukraine kind of area. And she said if you put a basket of, a bowl of apples in the kitchen, when she was a child, the whole house would smell like apples. Have you ever smelled the apples when you walk into your house if you have a bowl of apples there? It doesn't have much of an aroma anymore. And that's because the nutrients are not there. Those essential oils, those components that give that aroma, they're just not there anymore like they used to be 100 years ago because the soil is different. And Dr. Norman Walker, who is probably the first really big famous juice man, he passed away around 100 years of age. Nobody was really sure exactly how old he was. They didn't know where his documents were, and neither did he. But he used to say that before World War II, it might take a patient a couple of weeks for a big healing crisis and a big turnaround, but after World War II, it would take 3 months to get the same kind of results because of the chemicals, because of different farming procedures. The produce is not what it used to be. So that's another benefit about juicing, is that you can get some of those micronutrients that are harder to get nowadays. So let's talk about spinach juice. Spinach juice is fantastic if your intestines and your digestion is very slow. So if you tend to be constipated or the food just kind of sits there and you need to move it out of your intestines, try spinach juice. Probably 50-50 with carrot juice is good. So you might do 4 or 5 ounces of spinach and 4 or 5 ounces of carrot, mix them together and drink those again slowly. Swish it in your mouth, mix it with saliva, and do each gulp that way to get the maximum benefit. You actually start digesting it in your mouth. It's very interesting, your carbs are digested in your mouth. So if you want to give your muscles and your brain the nutrients that it needs, it starts right here in your mouth. Many things are absorbed right there. Then your proteins are digested in your stomach, and your fats when it empties out of your stomach. So spinach juice is excellent for reconstruction of that whole tubing that starts here and all the way to the other end. It's a tube. It's a muscular tube that has to move the food through your system with muscles contracting and relaxing. And so there's so much damage, so much inflammation in that whole system these days, and spinach is there to help us. Spinach is very non-irritating, so if there's inflammation, it's a healer, and it's alkalinizing. Spinach juice also will, the nutrients in spinach juice will, and natural foods will do this, prioritize what area needs help the most. So if your small intestine is the most inflamed and the most damaged, it's going to work on that first. Spinach juice is also really good for restoring gums and your teeth. If your teeth are chipping easily, if your teeth are loose, if the gums are inflamed and red or swollen, and if you have any kind of boils or bumps on your skin, abscesses. Spinach juice will also feed the heart muscle and regulate the heart rhythm and blood pressure. It's also been known to help with eye problems, with headaches. See, headaches are so often related to dehydration and toxicity levels. Spinach will open up the intestines, help move out the toxins, and then the headache can go away because the bloodstream can dump the toxins into the emptied out bowel. So headaches, reproductive health, and I mentioned already before that carrot spinach juice is a real good combination. Celery juice. Celery juice has actually become quite a fad in the last couple years. It's a real popular juice. It's really excellent for hydration. California needs celery juice, Californians, because our air is so dry. And so you'll find that your skin will be more hydrated. It will make your skin healthier. It contains vitamins A, B, C, and K. It's a really good kidney and liver detox. And it helps to manage weight. It'll help with water retention. And as the body detoxes with any of the juices we're talking about tonight, we will help the body to manage weight. Not because we're having less calories necessarily, and you will, but because when you reduce the toxicity levels in the body doesn't need to insulate or protect you from the toxins as much. As the toxins leave, the body can say, hey, we don't need this fat to dilute all this toxic waste. It's like we have so much toxicity and acid, and the body gets inflamed and irritated from those toxins. And so if it's diluted with fat cells around it, you don't get as much irritation and inflammation. So the body does the best job it can with what you give it. So it'll increase blood flow, dilate the blood vessels, lower the blood pressure, and it contains iron and potassium. Also for joints, it's alkalinizing, reduces cholesterol. We talked about the diuretic effects and anti-inflammatory. Now let's talk about cucumber juice. We're going to do cucumber. We're going to mix them up. We're going to make some special juice. We're going to do a red. We're going to do a green. So you're going to be able to taste all these. So cucumber juice. This is one of the best diuretic juices. So sometimes people have a lot of water retention, and women at certain times a month might have water retention. Cucumber juice is a really good one to add to your mix or have it straight. It's also very hydrating. It contains silicon and sulfur compounds, which is really good for strengthening your hair. If your hair is thinning, you might consider that. But it's not like one juice is going to change your hair. You know, it's something you have to do every day. And Dr. Walker always said the minimum you should do is 2 cups, 16 ounces of juice a day, so that you can actually notice a difference. If you just have an ounce or two, unless it's wheatgrass juice. Wheatgrass juice is very concentrated, and if you have a shot of wheatgrass juice a day, that's really going to help your intestinal and digestive, your blood as well. But that's super, super powerful, and you can't have too much wheatgrass juice at once. But these kind of juices, woo! Can somebody help me with my pointer? Thank you, sir. So when you're having the type of juices we're talking about tonight, 2 cups a day, you will notice a difference in maybe a week, 2 weeks. Rheumatic ailments, cucumber juice is really good for that, and skin eruptions. Now we're going to talk about a really strange one, garlic juice. Now I don't want anybody to go home and make a cup of garlic juice. That would not be good. Garlic is a medicine. And garlic juice, when you juice with it, you'll put like maybe 1 clove or max 2 cloves in a juice. And don't do that the first time. Okay, try some other stuff first, unless you're a real garlic eater. I have a friend that she'll just sit there and eat a whole head of garlic like it's, you know, an apple. So she can do it, but please don't start with garlic juice. Garlic juice is a tonic for the whole body. It dissolves mucus, and it just moves waste out of the body. It's amazing. It will also move your enemies away, but sometimes your friends will go with that as well. So use your garlic juice appropriately, not to lose friends and enemies at the same time. Digestion is really, garlic juice will help stimulate your digestion, your peristalsis action. It'll move the food along. It's diuretic, and it detoxes through your skin. Haha, I bet you knew that already, right? Yeah. So you can, garlic just permeates everything. It'll just detox right at the cellular level. You can rub it on the bottom of your feet and taste it in your mouth in a few seconds. That's how it penetrates through everything. Garlic is anti-parasitic. So you put it in the juice, it'll kill parasites, amoebas, giardia, things like that. It will also smell up your juicer. So if you have used your juicer for garlic, you might want to take a whole lemon and put it through your juicer to kind of kill that at the end, to kill the smell of the garlic, because then you don't want to make an apple celery juice and all your juices will kind of have that aroma of garlic. So start with just a little bit of garlic if you're going to use it, and I don't suggest you do it on days you go to work unless everybody in the office is going to have the same juice you're going to have. Kale juice, that's another really popular juice, really powerful, lots of antioxidants, omega-3 fatty acids, vitamin A for your immune system and your tissues, vitamin C, vitamin K. The oxalates in spinach and kale are really amazing to heal your intestinal system. When you cook them, they're not helpful for your intestinal system, but when you juice them and you eat them raw, they repair your intestinal system. Romaine juice. A lot of people don't think about juicing romaine, but romaine juice will nourish your adrenal glands, and this is kind of an important thing to know because I think almost everybody in Los Angeles has adrenal stress. A lot runs on cortisol, you know, just pushing yourself. And there's, in lettuces, if you cut the stem off and you notice this milk comes out of the leaves and the stem, that milky substance, which is in the leaves as well, is really good for the nervous system. So you get that in your juice too. It's kind of bitter, but it's really healthy for your liver and for your nervous system. The lettuce juices and the romaine juice are also really good for the hair and the structural system. And then beet juice. Beet juice, I mentioned earlier, when I think beets, I think healthy blood and healthy circulatory system, the liver, which cleans the blood, which filters the toxins out. It's really good for the digestive system. A lot of folks, when they reach around 50 years old, the hydrochloric acid production of the stomach, which helps to digest your protein, is just lower, and so your concentration of hydrochloric acid is low, and then you eat a meal and it just feels like it sits there for hours. It just doesn't move. If you shred a little bit of a raw beet, like maybe a quarter cup, 2 tablespoons, something like that, and just put some lemon on it and eat that with your savory meal, like if you're having beans, lentils, you know, veggie tacos or whatever, split pea soup, tofu, stir-fry veggies, whatever, and you just notice that the food just sits there. If you have beets with your meal, raw beets, shredded small, it will just kickstart that digestive system because it contains betaine hydrochloride, which helps your body to make hydrochloric acid. The other thing for digestion in the stomach is don't drink with your meal. Don't drink juice with your meal. Don't drink water with your meal. When you smell the food and you start thinking about food, your body starts producing hydrochloric acid. It starts secreting it. And it's a 2% solution. It's not a very strong solution. It's just a 2% solution that your body is looking for to digest your proteins. And if you start drinking ice water or tea or something with your meal, you're diluting that 2% solution, and it's no longer strong enough to break down the proteins. So it has to strain off that liquid, and that whole process can take an extra hour before it gets it back up to 2%. And that delays, anytime you delay digestion, you encourage fermentation. And those proteins are things that really ferment together with the carbs and sugars. Those things get together and you get gases and fermentation. So What you want to do is drink your water half an hour to 20 minutes before your meal to give it the moisture that it needs to produce those digestive juices. But you don't want to interfere with all the digestive juices that your body has made for you, because it takes energy to do everything in your body. And if it's just made the perfect blend of digestive juices and then you dilute it by drinking with your meal, it's got to take that energy and find more energy to do the same process again that it just did in the last 10 minutes. Don't waste your body's energy. Use it wisely. So drink your water between meals. We wait 2 hours after meals and up to half an hour before the meal. You drink a lot of water when you wake up. Give yourself an internal shower. You can put lemon in it, a whole juice of a whole lemon. That's the way to be really nice to your body in the morning. So let's get back to beet juice. I got sidetracked, but it was all important information. So beet juice is a blood purifier, really great for the circulatory system, good for the digestive system, awesome for the stomach. And the other thing is there's such great research. If we have time at the end, I don't think we will, but there is such awesome research about beets and the brain and how it's better than green tea, better than cocoa powder, better than all that chocolate craze that people have out there for speeding up your brain, for making it work better and actually creating new it's neuroplasticity. Okay, it's better than anything else. It will change your brain. Let's talk for a minute about when you should juice. I talked about water being the first thing. So I recommend to get into the habit, just before you go to bed at night, get a big 12-ounce glass of water, put it by your bedside with the juice of half a lemon in it, so that when you wake up in the morning, that's the first thing you do. Okay, just drink it. Why? Because all of your valves in your stomach, the cardiac valve at the top of your stomach, the pylorus valve at the bottom of your stomach, the ileocecal valve, they're all open, because if you didn't eat a late dinner, which you shouldn't, because your metabolism is at its lowest at night, so it should be the smallest meal. If everything is processed through, your stomach should be empty, not your intestines, but your stomach should be empty when you go to bed, because the stomach actually needs gravity to work properly. The pylorus of the stomach squeezes, okay, the pyloric valve closes, the pylorus muscle contracts, pushes the food up into the cardia of the stomach, then it relaxes and drops down. So this is how it mixes with the food, the juices, right? So you need that gravity. If you're lying down, you're not going to get a good mix. So that takes about 2 hours, and then there's a little emptying time. So if you eat, like Americans used to eat dinner at 6, that was a really good time, because by the time bedtime, the food is already in the small intestine, and that's a good place for it to be. And through the night, those meals, that's a long tube, are processing through. And then in the morning when you wake up, you have that water, guess what happens to what's waiting? What's been processed through? It's going to go out. You're going to have a nice start of a day with a good elimination. So first thing in the morning, have your water, and then after half an hour, if you want to, you can have a juice. But after you have a juice, don't touch anything. For some people, usually 2 hours is enough, but some people need a little more time. And you might want to start with a smaller juice. But remember, don't drink it like this. Swish it. There's a lot of power in there. Get all of it. Don't waste any money. Don't waste any nutrition. Swish, 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 swallow. Okay? And take another sip. Swish, swish. Go outside. Look at the sunrise. And enjoy it. Enjoy the juice. We don't know how to enjoy things anymore. You know? How many of you actually sit down and eat a meal and enjoy the meal? I know that I don't do that very often. Always answering a message, checking this, checking that. Oh, flipping through my bills and sorting them. And it's crazy. Why can't we just enjoy the nutrients, the foods? Because it's a whole body process we're going through. It's not just something that you shove in this tube and then let the body do it. It can be something that you can engage in mentally, physically, and spiritually, but with gratitude to the Creator. And that makes a difference in the whole being, in your whole life. And we all need to practice that. It's tough nowadays, though. So, one of the best times, I think, to have your juice is to replace dinner. So you have your lunch around 12:01, and then in the evening, instead of making a heavy dinner and eating heavy foods, that's a great time to have a juice. Relax after you have made the juice. You know, if I can relax with a juice, I have to juice, strain, wash my machine, and then I can go and relax and have my juice. Right, moms? Isn't that how it works? If the dishes are still sitting there, I'm just like, I can't relax. But anyway, so that is probably one of the best ways to start having your juice, is replace dinner with a juice. You can start with 1 cup, you can go to 2 cups. If you want to get the full benefit of the nutrients of a juice, your stomach should be totally empty. So for that reason, you don't want to be a snacker. You can have your meal at lunch, and then have your water, and then have your juice. And if you feel like, okay, I had my juice at 6, I'm still hungry, well, maybe make a little extra juice and have another half a cup at 8 o'clock. And that would be fine. You would even get a little more juice. And your body would love that. Okay? So another way you can get juices is you can go on a juice fast. You can just try one day where I'm just going to have juice today. And then you would have juice like every 2 to 3 hours. Every 2 to 3 hours. Okay, so you can have 12 ounces every 2 to 3 hours, 5 to 6 glasses a day. This can be pretty hard for some people, especially if you're a snacker and you eat that one meal a day all day long. This can be hard, but if you want to really treat your body and detox, and if you want to get your temple body back into good shape, this is a really good way to do it quickly. It'll rest the digestive organs, it'll detox the organs, the eliminative organs, and you'll get nutrients that you haven't been getting very much of, those micronutrients. So juicing versus smoothies. There are certain things that we do not juice. Like, I think I have a slide on that. Okay. Avocados, we don't put them in the juicer. Okay. They have a lot of nutrition, but they just don't work in a juicer. Bananas, they don't work in a juicer. Mangoes, berries, dates, nuts, and seeds. Some people say that juicing is food. It's not a concentrated food. A concentrated food is something that has water removed. We have all the water in juices, but it is a fiber removed. So we juice, we get all the fiber. I mean, when we have smoothies, we get all the fiber and we get the nutrients, but we're getting more macronutrients. If you throw spinach in, a piece of beet, you might throw in a little piece of beet and a handful of spinach in a smoothie, and maybe have a banana and half an apple and some berries. So you're getting a lot of good nutrition there, but it's mostly your macronutrients. But your micronutrients are in the juices. I'm sorry that the print on there is so small, but things like mangoes, I think I mentioned mangoes. They don't do well in the juicer as well. So there's a place for smoothies. Smoothies are fantastic. They will fill you up, and they supply a lot of energy as well. But juicing has its place as well. So we want to start our little juicing experiment here tonight. I think that's my last slide. We're going to make some fun juices. And I just want to take a minute to talk about juicers. I chose to bring a Breville juicer tonight, which is a centrifugal juicer, which means that it has a blade that spins pretty fast, and you push it through. It makes juice really fast. The reason that I brought this one is because it's so fast and easy to clean that it's not discouraging for most people. Some of the other juicers that give you a better quality product take a lot of energy. I have many kinds of juicers at home. I have a Green Star. That's when you get to people that have serious ailments and they're using juicing as part of their healing process, and you want to get the maximum out of it. So the Green Star is one that squeezes the juice with gears, and it has magnets in the gears which help to preserve the structure of the juice, so you can actually make the juice and refrigerate it, make it once a day. But it's a really hard juicer to work with, and I have to, get on the table sometimes to just, and I've made lots of juice in my life, but that one is kind of a hard one to work through. And so beginners, I really recommend something like this. There's, that one's about $200. This one here is a Black & Decker. These ones are about, what, 40 bucks? Yeah. So they're a good startup juicer too. The chute is very small. You have to cut your things up pretty small. It won't last that long. This one has a nice big chute. Look, you can just throw almost whole apples in there, big pieces. You can make juice for the whole family in this. You can make juice for the day and refrigerate it. Then there are the Champion juicers, which have a grinder that goes slower. That's a really good juicer as well. And I like the Champion juicer also because I make ice cream in it. So I'll get my frozen mangoes, my frozen berries and bananas and push it through, and it'll come out just like soft serve ice cream. It's fantastic. But we're not going to make that tonight. We're going to make juice with our juicer tonight. And as soon as it gets going, you're going to see why I like it, because it's so fast. And when you have a fast process, you're more likely to do it regularly than if it's a really tedious process. So first thing I want to do is make some carrot juice. Actually, let's get right into the Sunshine Express here. Which one should I do? I want to do a yellow juice. Oh, we have turmeric, so let's do an anti-inflammatory juice. Does that sound good, guys? An anti-inflammatory juice? Orange one? Okay, I think I got this on backwards. And girls, what we need to do, oh, let me show you this deal. I have a picture here. It's used, I've tried to get all this residue off, put CLR in it and everything, but that's because I use it so much. So I have these little netting bags for juice straining, because when you're juicing, you don't want any fiber in there. If you have fiber, it's going to stop in your stomach and digest. We don't want the juice to digest. We just want it to be absorbed. Okay? So they have baskets and stuff here, but I have these little, this one is a new one, this one is used, so it's stained from the, but it's all fine, it's clean. And so we put this in here, and you're going to see how we're going to juice that, okay? And then we're going to strain it, and girls, I'm going to need some of that ice. We did not have refrigerator space for all this stuff to be nice and cool. So what I suggest is we put some ice in the bag, and I just want to dip the ice in it for 30 seconds. Yeah. Just dip the ice in it for 30 seconds. Or maybe pour the juice over the ice. So maybe fill it half. These are kind of narrow here. So put half in there. Yeah. Oh, yeah, we can do that too. There you go. So let me get a tray. Girls, can you get me another tray, an empty one? I'm just going to collect the ingredients for. Have y'all seen what turmeric looks like fresh? A lot of people do the powder, and that's good. You can stir the powder in. But we did find some fresh ginger here. I mean, some fresh turmeric. I got a dry throat. Yeah, half full. I just want to collect my ingredients for this juice. Okay. Okay, this juice is going to have oranges, carrots, pineapple, ginger, lime, and turmeric. So let's see. Yeah, just maybe put it on a tray. Yeah, there's some, or in a bowl. The ginger. You don't have to peel the ginger and the turmeric. I just scrubbed it and just throw it in. These are all washed, scrubbed. Whoops. I'm going to pour this over our pitcher. We don't have a wide pitcher, huh? These are all so... I just don't like having it stay in there, but...
Maybe if we...
Because I don't want to dilute the flavors, you know. Oh, you know what? Let's just do this and then we'll pour it out before it melts. We'll give it to the folks really quick. Okay, so now we're going to strain this. Look at the color of this thing. Yeah, you can hand out the cups and keep your cup. We're going to keep tasting different juices, okay? I'm going to add a little bit more pineapple to this. Can you put one here for me too? I want to get the right. I want to get a little more pineapple in there. I gotta test it, okay, guys? Wow. Whew. Yeah. This is an anti-inflammatory juice. Oops, I want it to go fast. I'm making a mess here, but it's a delicious mess. So that's okay, right? Yeah, yeah, I'm going to just add this to it, and then make sure you put more in mine. It's so good. And then I need somebody to wash this strainer. Please, I'm going to get it in here. There. The strainer is in there.
So usually you would leave it in a strainer, the ice in the
I don't use ice at home because I have everything in the refrigerator.
Okay.
I wash everything and keep it in the fridge.
Yeah.
And then, yeah. Okay, so go ahead. Happy juice drinking. Wow, this is so good. We just put a tiny bit of ice in it just so it's fresh. Wow, that is so good. My body is so happy right now. Notice I put the skins of the lime in. Okay, perfect. And now we can have this one out as well. Thank you so much. I grew some of these citrus. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And what we did with the pineapple is pineapple. I just want to make sure there aren't toxins on it, because they do send it out with stuff, and there's usually processes they go through. So I scrub it off, but we also soaked it in baking soda water for half an hour. And that draws out and neutralizes a lot of the poison. And stick the whole pineapple in it. Yeah, and you can do that with other veggies too. Yeah, like, I believe I grow a lot of veggies organically myself and fruit, but some people can't do that and they can't buy organic. Then you got to save yourself somehow and still be blessed with the benefits of juice. Now, some people are like, well, how? I don't eat veggies because they're full of poisons, toxins, and pesticides. Let me tell you something about toxins and pesticides and GMO. The products in our American diet that have the most GMO and the most pesticides and the most toxins are animal products. Because every generation of animal is getting more concentrated poisons passed down to the next generation. And they've been feeding animals GMO for like over 20 years. But look at a chicken. I'll talk about this one, it's quieter. Everybody enjoying their juice? You like it? Super rico. Are you related? No. I thought. Oh, good. Okay, let's finish this off and then we'll wash it for the next one. What do you mean?
How do you decide? On some of them you peel, and some you don't.
Oh, it's a matter of how easy it is. If I can keep the peels, and the easier the job is, the more likely you're to do it. So whenever I get, I don't peel these. I'm not peeling anything.
So I grew up on all this.
Good.
Yeah, I've been juicing forever. recently stopped. No, this is no.
Well, sometimes you need to take a break. It's not like you have to juice every day of your life. There are people that need to juice every day for maybe a year or two because they're just so messed up nutritionally. They just don't. They've never eaten real food. So, ladies, can we have this needs to be washed.
We have more cups, so I'm going to just collect everyone's cups.
Sure.
This is going to be easier.
This needs to be washed.
Are you streaming?
Yeah. Yeah, we're going to make another juice now.
If everyone's done, I can collect your cups and
We're going to switch them out. No cross mixing flavors. Okay, so I want to just talk about GMO, pesticides, toxins, etc. Because people are like, oh, there's so much poison in the food. But animals have been having GMO foods, and 98% of your GMO goes to animals, animal feed. And they've been having it longer than humans. And there's something called biomagnification. So when a cow eats GMO and now they're feeding them, they're feeding them dead animals. They're feeding vegetarian animals meat in their feed. It's so unnatural. And anytime you have meat products, every generation becomes more toxic because the concentration of the toxicity gets passed down to the next generation. But just think about chickens. How many generations of chickens can you have in a year? A mama chicken has a baby, and within 3 months, that baby is grown up and having chickens. And so you can have 4 generations in a year. So you've got 4 biomagnifications going on in a year of chicken. For us as humans, we have 20 years instead of 3 months. So our biomagnification is happening as well. We are passing down, genetic damage to each generation. We're getting more and more genetic damage. And that's another reason that the genetic science, we can tell that if we go backwards, we can tell that the earth is young. It's not, human beings have not been around for billions of years or hundreds of millions of years. Because if you go backwards, genetic damage and stuff, you can't go back that to billions of years. We would have been gone. So anyway, anytime you're having animal products, you have thousands of times more concentrated pesticides, toxins, and effects of GMO damage in your body. Any animal product, because of biomagnification. So if somebody complains about all those things, eat plants. That's the safest route that you have. Even if you can't afford organic or grow it yourself, it's still the safest way to go on the planet. Okay, let's make a green drink now, okay? Oh, I'm going to have to empty out the chute over here because it filled up with all this yellow and orange stuff. And we will do a quick, we're not going to wash the whole machine.
Just take the.
I'm just going to dump, if you just hold this, I'm going to dump. We don't need to do that. I will just. What I do with this fabulous Breville juicer, I just line it with a bag, like a grocery bag. One less thing to wash. Less things to wash. Pardon? Pardon? Well, we're doing a juicing class, not a vegan class, but I am a vegan. Yeah, but I'm not talking about, I guess, this is about juicing tonight. Uh-huh. Wonderful. I happened to have a vegan restaurant in the 80s and 90s for 12 years in Sacramento, and that was a lot of fun. So now we're going to make a green drink. We're going to use lettuce that I grew in the Sacramento Foothills, and I picked it last night and washed it, and then we have, I think I'll put mint in it here today. Cucumbers, celery, apples, and we're going to see how that goes. Oh, and spinach. Yeah, we'll do all that. Oh, greens. When we do greens in a centrifugal juicer, it's a little bit tricky. We have to kind of roll it up tight. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to roll up some spinach and some lettuce real tight, and then kickstart my juicer. Because it's high speed and it doesn't juice it as well, your green power juicer does better for this, or your Champion, but we're going for the quick, convenient. So I really pack it in tight so that I can get some benefit from the greens, okay? And then I'm going to start it. Let's go for it here. You think it's going to be too much? Let's see what happens. Okay. That did pretty good. I'm going to do it, pack it full again. So the reason we have to do this, if we keep this thing running and just throw our spinach leaves in, it's just going to blow into the chute and you're not going to get anything out of it. Okay? So we're doing this process. And I'm just going to pack this in here again. Okay? Do you like the sound of having some mint in there? Does that sound good?
Yeah.
Okay. Good. We're going to do it. Get all the mint. 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 And then I've got some, oh, let's throw some kale in there, huh? Let's pack it in there real good. Okay. Working. Yeah, I have a knife here somewhere. Perfect. You know what? I need a couple more cut here. Just there. These are all washed. Just cut me one more for now. Just stand by here and. Isn't this fun? It goes so fast. Look at that whole bunch, you know.
She's not wearing gloves.
She's been washing everything. So. Oops. We can forget about that piece. Yeah. Did I forget something in here? I feel like we should have lemon in it. Should we put lemon in it? A little bit of lemon in there? In this green one? Yeah? Who wants lemon in it? Shall we try that? From my tree? I got it this morning. Okay, there goes. I'm making a mess. It's a delicious mess. Okay, girls, I need that pitcher with a little ice in it. Yes, please. Let me taste this one. I need a cup. Here. Yeah. See if there's something missing here. I think it could use a little more apple. So what I'm going to do, Appy, if we can cut more apple. Yeah, it has a lot of green in it.
So this one has apple,
Yeah, oh,
two greens.
yeah. It needs more apple. Because the greens are kind of bitter. I love using the greens, but because they're so healthy, but then it's like, okay, you gotta enjoy the thing. I think that might be good. Okay, I actually want to have all this in here. Okay, green drink. Yeah. That is good. So who's going to serve the green now? It's ready to go. It could be even more apple, but we get more green power out of this. I'm going to go. And I need somebody to rinse this off. Wash that off, please. That's it for now. Yeah, the pitch. Oh, I need to get. Put some in a cup. If you can just take this too, we don't need it. There you go. And I better empty out my chute over here. Now at home, I use all this, the fiber here, I put it in my garden, in my compost. So it gets used. You can also use it in like roasts and stuff like that, but most of the nutrition is gone. You have fiber, but you can get fiber from eating your other foods, your beans and your rice and oatmeal and potatoes and okay, we're going to do red next. Anybody enjoying that green? Okay, perfect. And do we have that netting? Do we have the...
Oh, where is this?
It was in here.
In there?
Yeah. So what does green remind you of, folks? life. When you see bones, yeah. Yeah. Blood, all liver detox, all that good stuff. Oh, it's good. Do you like the green one too? Isn't that nice? You know what's good in here too? Is fennel. Fennel. As some of you may never have eaten fennel before, but that's really good juice too. Oh, it's good. Really good.
Did you get some?
I'm going to need more apples cut up. So,
Tastes very alkaline.
yeah. Adalia had a good word for the green drink, and that was alkaline. It tastes very alkaline. It's definitely very alkalinizing. So, do we have some more apples? Okay, a little bit about beets and beet juice. When I had my restaurant and juice bar and smoothie bar, some people would read about beet juice and they're like, I want beet juice. And so we would ask them, you mean pure?
You need more cut apples?
Yes.
Okay.
I need like 3.
3 more?
Yeah. And I would say, okay, but don't walk down the street. If this is the first time you've ever done that, it detoxes your liver and it'll make you dizzy. It can. I can drink a whole beet, juiced. But someone who, is first time off the street eating that sad American diet, it can really detox you quickly and woo. So I would have them sit down. And some people, they didn't think they needed to, but as they were walking out, they had to sit down. Yeah, because they were like, ooh, I know what you mean now. So beet juice is a very big detoxifier, but it's also amazing for the brain and the circulatory system. Yes?
Somebody that is watching on the internet asked a question.
Yes?
How much juice should he drink in a day? Could you repeat the question so they can...
Okay, so the question, and by the way, welcome everybody that's watching on the internet. The question is, how much juice a day? So we talked about that at the beginning of the program, that if you have 2 cups of juice, 16 ounces of juice a day, you will feel the benefits. Within maybe a week, 2 weeks, or a month, you will actually notice your health improving. So you can drink more than that. You can have, go on a juice fast, where you can have 5 juices a day or 6 juices a day. But if you just want to get the benefits of juicing, drink 2 cups of juice a day. And that will be sufficient for moving you in a new direction. Okay? So we're going to do pink power juice now. We're going to use apple, carrot, lemon, celery, and beet. Apple, carrot, lemon, celery, and beet. Okay. Not using as much carrots here today as sometimes, huh? Let's see how much we can fit into this container now. Apple, carrot, lemon, celery, and beet. Here we go. Does someone want to come and juice with this juicer? We have gloves. Someone want to try it? Come on, girlie. It's so much fun because you can just grab so much, Gloves are here. You want to keep your shawl. I would take your shawl off. Yeah? I don't want you to splash the red. Okay. Hey, what if we put a little, we'll do some playing around later.
The person already answered. He said, good answer.
Okay. Thank you. So we're going to
We
do
want
this.
you to repeat the question, please.
Repeat the question? Oh, the question.
The person answered already. The person
Okay.
he said it was a good answer.
Okay. So we're going to start our pink power juice now. And we're going to use all of this. And then I'm going to hand you the apples as well. Okay? So we've done orange. And we've done
The green.
the green,
juice.
the glowing green one.
And now we're going to do the pink power.
Wait a minute. Something does not sound right. Hold on a second. The basket isn't in tight enough. That's it. Not good. Does it sound different? I don't like what's happening here. It sounds really bad. You know what? Let's rinse this off. And I want to rinse off the basket. Pardon? Jerusha broke it? I think that some of my supporting stuff here is pushing the basket up. So I'll have to just hold on a second here. So any questions, folks, while we're waiting for that piece to come back? Any other questions? I know I have to change my gloves. These are sticky. Okay, mixing fruit and vegetables. That usually comes up every time. Very good question. I don't mix fruit and vegetables, generally most of them in my meal time. But once you remove the fiber, there's no digestive process, very little. So it just gets absorbed. There's no fermentation. The deal with mixing fruit and vegetables and different kinds of foods, more proteins, more carbohydrates, you encourage fermentation with improper combinations. But with juicing, it's just sucked up. So, okay, let's see. Here we go. Okay, let's see if it sounds right now. It's different then. Okay. Yeah, here's this thing. She's into production. Can you see that? Just go, go, go. Okay, there's a little groove there. Yeah, it goes right there. Go, Jerusha, go. Yay!
The children call about production. That's why.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I think we might need another lemon in there too.
I think so.
Push that one through by itself. We may have maxed out this. Yeah, I think so. Okay, let's see if this is a good one, huh?
Thank you. Let's see my little touch. Thank
Okay.
you. What is this one called?
This is our pink power. Okay. Anybody have room for this one? Yes? Okay. So we'll need the pitcher with the ice. And like I said in the beginning, I don't use ice at the beginning. We're just putting a little bit just to chill it because we didn't have a refrigerator for all of these things. Did you notice how nice it is without any fiber in it? This one is pretty beady. That had a lot of beet in it. So it's going to do something to your brain. Change your brain, improve the brain. Pardon? Oh, the bag, the strainer bag on the internet. On the internet, on Amazon. It's, I guess you can just Google juicing. I can't remember. They use it for like making cheese, soy milk, tofu, and stuff. Yes.
In making a juice, can we mix different color of the vegetable? Different color.
Yes.
Can we mix different?
Oh yeah. We did that now. We made beets with celery. No. Okay, the question was, can we mix different colors of vegetables? Absolutely. The thing is, I wanted to have you taste 3 different colors and see the beauty of it and all that. But you can mix them any way you have broccoli at home, you have apples at home, you have peppers at home, you can mix them up.
Another question. Example, if I make a juice, it is necessary to drink at once, or you can put in the...
You can put it in the refrigerator. You can put it in the refrigerator. Okay, the question is, should I make the juice fresh every time? Or can I put it in the fridge?
Can I drink at once, or you can put in the refrigerator?
Can you put it in the fridge?
And then the nutrients still there?
Can I put it in the fridge and drink it tomorrow with the same nutrition? No, it will not have the same amount of nutrition, especially with a fast juicer, a centrifugal juicer. You should drink it now. Now, the thing is, if you have a green power, that one actually has the gears and it has magnets in it. That one, they say, does not lose any nutrition for 24 hours, 36 hours, something like that. That's a different kind of juicer. So you should make your juice fresh every day, unless you have a green power.
But for one day, it's okay, no?
Well, even in 2 hours, it's going to have less nutrition.
So
Okay.
not recommended.
Yeah, but we
Juicer, right?
not for this juicer. But we do what we can. Okay?
Every time a question is asked, repeat it so
Thank
the
you.
internet,
I need to remember. Yes.
so the internet
Yes.
will hear the question.
Yes, thank you.
How about mix the fruits juice and the vegetables?
Okay, I answered the question about over here, but we'll do it for the internet as well. Can we mix fruit and vegetables? Yes, we can, because the fibers are removed, and so we have absorption rather than digestion and fermentation. Okay, so not a problem. But don't put dates and seeds, don't put smoothie ingredients in juices. That's a totally different animal. Okay? I mean, different plant. Yeah. No, bananas should not go in the juicer. They have a lot of water in them, but they don't release the water. Okay, and so it'll just make a slime in it'll make a mess. Yes.
How about we can juice with 4 to 5 different vegetables? Is that okay?
Yes, you can. You can, sure. I usually juice what I have. Can we use 4 or 5 vegetables at the same time? Yes, you can. Now, if you're actually using juices to heal something, you read, I want to heal my colon. And Dr. Norman Walker, he says, spinach carrot juice is the best. Then it's a good idea to use the spinach and carrot juice for a while to get the effect of spinach and carrot. It has a specific effect. But if you're just juicing because you want to have more micronutrients, more enzymes, if you want to just have more energy and cleaner blood and general detox, just put what you have in your garden or in your refrigerator. It's going to nourish you. Okay? What about? Okay, a very good question. What about juicing only fruit? I don't recommend fruit-only juices very much. I might do a pineapple juice, orange juice, yes, grapefruit. I'll usually use a presser for those because there's too much concentrated sugars in there. Papaya doesn't work good in a juicer. Papaya is better in a smoothie or just eat papaya. Yeah. Kale? Kiwi, you can put kiwi in a juicer. Probably better in a smoothie though. Yes.
If we give you our email, if we sign up on the sign up list with our email, are we able to get the recipes?
Oh, yeah, we can okay, can we get the recipes? I can actually give the recipe to the webmaster or whatever, and he can put it at the bottom of the link.
Good.
Would that be good?
Yes.
Okay.
Can we, go ahead, you first, you don't even have 10 minutes.
Look, my question is, you adding ice to it. To my understanding was that it's good to drink something
Refreshing.
But why is cold? Is it good to drink?
Oh, it's just more delicious. It's just barely cool. I wouldn't call it cold. That was cool. Because it was a hot day and we brought the things in the car and, yeah. So the question, I keep forgetting. Why did we add ice? We added, for the pitcher, we added a handful of ice just to make it cooler because it was a hot day here in Los Angeles and we did not have refrigerator space. So I just added a little bit. I don't like adding ice because it dilutes it. And I want the full flavor, the full effect. So the only reason we did it is for enjoyment. Yes, and I'll try to remember to repeat the question.
By using cold, is that affect our?
Okay, we don't want it very cold. We want it like room temperature, maybe, but a little bit cooler than Los Angeles is okay. Oh, I didn't repeat it? Oh. Okay, the question was, is cold juice good for your body? Cold juice is not the best for your body. Remember I said swish the juice in your mouth. We didn't serve cold juice. We just made it fresh. Okay? It was just a tiny bit of ice, okay? We are getting very particular, but that's good. You're all thinking. Yes. Okay. So I will give you the recipes. But the funnest thing is to make your own recipes. Do one of the kids want to make a juice here? You want a juice, kids? We have some gloves, or you can wash, the gloves won't fit. Have mom wash your hands with soap really good, and then you can make a juice. But yeah, the fruit, I don't make pure fruit juices because you're gonna get a sugar rush. I use it to just make the vegetable juices a little bit more enjoyable, and they're very concentrated. Very, the greens, without the apples, it's like, it's hard to drink. This makes you get your nourishment, you get your healing, and you get enjoyment too. And enjoyment is a big part of healing. So we're talking about mental, physical, spiritual, everything changes.
They need to wash their hands. I'm just going to have them wash their hands. The gloves will.
Well, okay, how long can we keep the juice? Drink it you make it this morning, drink it today. Every hour that goes by, you're losing nutrients. Unless you have a green power juicer or a green star. They have a few different ones.
Where do the nutrients go?
Well, they get oxidized. Yeah. Freeze them. It takes too long to freeze them unless you have like a super fast freezer. No, you don't want to freeze juice. Make your juice fresh every day. Unless you have a green power. And it's pretty fast with this guy on your counter. You know. Yeah, you have one? Good.
My kids help on
Yes, yes, yes.
But we need to watch that first.
No, we're going to just play around. Yeah. You know what? They can probably turn off the live stream. Yeah. But no, this will be fun for them to see. Yeah.
Come so I can take
Okay, so now we're not going to touch our clothes or our body or our faces or anything like that.
hands.
Yeah. And what do you want to put in the juice? You want to use some pineapple? You want to use some pineapple? Okay. What else do you want to put in there? So this is going to be our sweetener. Our sweetener is the pineapple. Now, do you want to take some things from here? What about this?
I think, what else? Orange juice?
We already got a sweet thing already.
So we only do one sweet thing. How about some kale?
Carrots, sure.
Good for your eyes.
Is that about enough stuff?
That looks
Is that good? Okay. Try to put on some gloves because you were touching your hair and your dress and things like that. And then remember not to touch anything. You got to just stay like this, okay?
They're not going to really fit you, baby, but yeah, there you go.
That's good. That's really good.
There you go.
Are you cousins? Okay, just come on back here. Here, you're going to just each one take a turn to push through here, okay? I'm going to turn it on now. Yeah, and then you just use this to push. Now you can probably stand here while they put in the other stuff because you're taller for this. Okay, now you grab something. Grab a whole bunch because it has a big opening and it works better if you grab a whole bunch. Yeah, you want to just grab a whole bunch and put it in. Now let your brother do it. Okay, there's a groove here. See the groove goes right there. Okay, grab a whole bunch like this. Can you put all that in?
Grab it from the top and then drop it.
Yeah. Okay, now you can put this in too. Here, put that in. Just push it on top. Should we put some lime or lemon in it? Well, it has pineapple. Pineapple's pretty good already. Okay, now we got one more. Do you want to add something to it? What do you want to put in there? Or you can put some more pineapple. It's cut already. Put the pineapple in. We need to use the pineapple.
You put it with the skin?
Yeah, everything. Okay. So let's put more pineapple in. And let's use this green stuff. Okay. Okay, let's see how this is. Do we have a picture? Let's see if your juice turned out good. Should be good. Let's see what color it is. It has a nice color. Oh.
Oh, can you guys maybe hand out cups, please?
Do we have some ice for it?
I put a little bit of ice.
Oh, okay. I want to see what this guy tastes like. Yep. Okay. I think it would have been nice with a little ginger in it, but we're fine. Yeah, it's okay. So, folks, I just want to say thank you for being with us tonight. You're welcome. Is it off?
No, it's on.
Yeah, you can turn it off.
You can turn it on?
I think so.
Okay, could you say?
Yeah. Yeah. I want to. So, everybody enjoyed their juices? I just want to say thank you to all of you for being here tonight. Okay. Yeah. Well, if you have really watery soups, you should have bread with it or something. Like if I have those really watery European soups, I always bake bread into them. Right. Well, yeah, exactly. For your what? For your figure?
Bread.
Bread is fine. Whole grain, it's fine. I'm not against bread. I'm against white bread, But bread is a good food. It's a staple. Been used for thousands of years. Didn't make fat people. That's not a plant. I am. Okay, it's really loud in here.
Okay, just if we can have it quiet just for a moment, please, because we're trying to close out the recording.
So once again, I just want to say thank you to everybody for being here tonight and for enjoying the juices and for the kids for helping us make the juices and for inviting me here. And just happy juicing to everybody, to your health. God bless everybody.
This recording will remain in YouTube if they want to see it again.
Okay, so it's going to be on YouTube.
And also, I just wanted to say, once again, thanks for coming. And I want to say thanks for those that helped organize this. So
Yes.
Marlene came all the way from Sacramento. She came just for the day to help us with it. Also, Appy and
Dahlia were
Dahlia
here all
helped very
afternoon.
much in setting and organizing. So
Yeah.
thank them. And we give a hand.
Thank you.